children, welcome back. So children, this is the second video of your chapter 2, that is senses of touch. Yes or no? Yes. So in the first video, what have we learned, children? Yes, we have learned about sense organs. Yes or no? Yes. So what are those sense organs, children? Yes, those are eyes, nose, ear, tongue and skin. Yes or no? Yes. So now again we will see what is there in your textbook. Turn your page to 16. Let's read this once. Sense of touch. The skin is the largest organ in the human body. So here it's given that the skin is the largest organ in the human body. Got it, children? Yes, as we have seen that our whole body is covered with skin. So skin is considered to be the largest organ in the human body, in our body. Okay, children? Now, it helps us to feel the things that we touch. So whenever we touch something with our body parts, we can feel it. Yes or no? Yes. When we touch an object, the nerve endings in the skin send signals information to the brain. So whenever we touch, the nerve endings in our body send signals to the brain, send information to the brain. Okay, children? Okay, now let me tell you what nerve ending is. Nerve ending is actually, it is the end of the nerve cell, okay? Or it's the point that we receive messages from other parts of the body, okay? So after receiving the messages from other parts of the body, this nerve ending send it to the brain, okay? Yes, the brain determines the meaning of the signals. So after sending the signals to the brain, now the brain will determine or examine the meaning of the signals, okay? It decides if an object is hot or cold, rough or smooth, sticky or slippery, wet or dry, and soft or hard, and so on. So after sending the signal to the brain, now the brain will examine the signals. Yes or no? So how does it examine? If it examines like whether the object is hot or cold, rough or smooth, sticky or slippery, wet or dry, and soft or hard, and so on. Got it? Yes. Some parts of the body such as fingers, toes and lips are more sensitive than others because of the presence of many nerve cells. So children, our body parts such as like fingers, toes, lips are more sensitive. Why? Because here in these parts of our body, nerve endings are more. That's why these parts are sensitive. Got it? Now let's read this. We should avoid touching things that may harm us. So, children, we should avoid touching those things that we might get harmed or we might get hurt. Okay? Now, first, we will see we should not touch hot utensils with bare hands, especially those in which food is being cooked. So here it's given that we should not touch hot utensils with bare hands. That means with our naked hands. So whenever we have to touch the hot utensils, we will use the cloth. Okay? So what are those things? Those things, those hot utensils are found in the kitchen or the food that is cooked. Yes or no? Again here, second one, we should be careful while using sharp or pointed objects like paper cutters and scissors. We should avoid touching kitchen knives or blades. So here it's given that we should avoid sharp and pointed objects. Okay, sharp objects like what, children? Those are paper cutters, scissor, knife. We have knife and blades. Yes, so we should avoid such things. And pointed objects like needle. Yes or no? So we should avoid touching all those in absence of our elders. Okay? Now, number 3. We should never touch electric sockets or appliances. We should never switch on a fan or bulb with our wet hands. So children, we should never touch electric sockets or appliance or that electric plug with our wet hands or without the presence of our elders. So what happens if we touch? We might get electric shock. Okay? Yes. And the last one we will see. We should not touch some plants like cactus, poison ivy, and stinking nettle. Cactus has thorns which can hurt us. Touching a stinking nettle causes a stinking sensation, and touching poison ivy makes our skin itchy. And also children, we should avoid touching some plants like it's given here cactus, poison ivy, and stinking nettle. So have you seen cactus, children? Yes, we all have seen. Yes or no? So, cactus has what? Cactus has thorn. Yes or no? So, if we touch, what happens? That thorns might pierce us, pierce our skin, and we might get hurt. Yes or no? Yes. And poison ivy, have you seen? No, you might not have seen that. So, that poison ivy is also a plant. Okay. It possesses some allergic sensation, okay, allergic substance. So when you touch that poison ivy, we might get itchy, okay, our skin will get itchy. Got it? And here the third one, that is stinking nettle. So stinking nettle is also a plant and they are sharp. Okay, so when you touch that one, that also might pierce our body, okay, pierce our skin, and it is very painful. So we should avoid touching all those things. Okay, children? Now again, let's read this. Good touch and bad touch. When our mother hugs us, we feel a sense of comfort and warmth. When our teacher pats us on our back, we feel good and encouraged. These are good touches. So children, whenever we get hugs from our mother or our father, we feel safe. Yes or no? We feel a sense of comfort and warmth. Yes or no? Yes. And whenever our teacher pats us on our back, like whenever we get good marks, what happened? Our teacher pat us on our back. Yes or no? So we feel good and encouraged at the time. Yes or no, children? Yes. So these touches are good touches. Okay. Now again, let's read. Sometimes we do not feel comfortable when people touches us. Even a friendly touch by some people can make us uncomfortable. If a touch makes us uncomfortable or scared, it is a bad touch. So here children, what bad touch is? Whenever someone touches us or whenever someone touch you, you feel scared or you don't feel comfortable. That is a bad touch. Okay children? Yes. Now again, if someone tries to touch us in bad way, we should sternly ask the person to stop. So children, whenever someone touch you and you don't feel good, you feel bad, then you should ask the person to stop. Here, sternly means serious. Okay, you should seriously tell the person to stop touching you. Okay children? Yes. We should also inform our parents, teachers or any other elder person about it immediately. They will ensure our safety. So when this happens, when someone touch and you don't feel good, then we should inform our parents, teachers or any elders. Okay, immediately. That also immediately we have to inform. Okay, so our parents or our elders or teacher will ensure our safety. They will make sure that we feel safe. Okay, children? Now, children, let's read this. Sense of smell. The nose is the organ that helps us to smell. Tiny smell particles which we cannot see are present in the air that we breathe. Spraying a perfume, burning a candle, or spoiled food release these minute smell particles into the air. So children, now tell me, with what sense organs do we smell? Yes, we smell with our nose. Yes or no? Yes. So there are very tiny or minute smell particles in the air that we cannot see. Okay, so We all smell it. And what are those? Those are like spraying a perfume. So while spraying a perfume, they produce some very small particles. Okay. So next, burning a candle. So while burning a candle also, they produce some small particles. Okay, small smell particles. And spoiled food release these minute smell particles in the air. So when a food is spoiled, what happens? Yes, it produces some smell. Yes or no? It may be a good smell for some, it may be a bad smell for some. Okay, so all these particles are very minute. Here you see minute. So children, now do you know what minute means? Yes, it means very small. Minute means very small. Okay, now let's read this. The nose has special smelling cells. Whenever we smell anything, smell particles stick to these cells. They send signals through nerves to the brain and the brain identify the smell. To identify a smell, the brain uses its memory. This means that information about a good or a bad smell is stored in our brain, which is recalled the next time we get the same smell. So children, what happened? Our nose has special smelling cells. Okay, with that smelling cells, we get the smell. Okay, whenever we smell something, smell particles stuck into the smelling cells. Got it? Whenever we get some smell, whenever we get some smell particles, those smell particles stick to the cells, stick to these smelling cells. Got it? And after sticking to this cell, they send signal through nerves to the brain. Okay? So after sending through nerves to the brain identifies the smell. Okay, children? Yes. Now, again, to identify a smell, the brain uses its memory. Okay? This means that information about a good or bad smell is stored in our brain. So, what happened in our memory, there is already a good or bad smell memories. Okay? So, next time what happened, whenever we get a smell, good or bad, what happened? This brain recall the smell. Got it, children? Okay. Now let's read this. Differently abled people. There are many people around us who are differently abled, and we must be sensitive towards their needs and take care of them. So children, there are many differently abled people around us. We must be take care of them. Okay? Yes. So what is differently able people here? It means physically or mentally disabled. We will see what are those. Some people cannot see or hear. So you see, those people who cannot see or hear, they are called as differently able people. Got it, children? Yes. Over time, their other senses such as touch and smell become more developed. So here we have learned that out of 5 sense organs, if one or two does not work, the other become more powerful, more developed. Yes or no, children? Yes. So for those people who cannot see or hear, their touch and smell become more developed. Okay? Yes. They use these senses to understand the world around them. So as they cannot see or hear, they use their sense of touch and smell to understand the world around them. Got it, children? Yes. For example, people who cannot see can use their sense of touch to read. They use a special script called Braille, in which letters and numbers are written in the form of raised dot. After proper training, people who cannot see learn to read by touching these dots. So what happens, children? For people who cannot see, they have a special script called Braille. Okay, so in that Braille, what happened? They have made in such a way that the blind can identify the numbers or letter. Okay, like they have made in a raised dots so that they can touch and identify. Got it, children? Yes, so after a proper training, okay, so they used to have a proper training to identify that. Okay, children? Yes. People who cannot hear us use sign language in which fingers and hands are used to form letter, words and sentence. So, people who cannot hear use what? Sign language. So, what sign language here means? They use or we use fingers and hands to use to form letters, words and sentence. So, for those people who cannot hear, when you talk to them, they won't be able to hear us. Yes or no? So you have to give a sign language. You have to give a sign with your hand. Okay. So in that way, they understand each other. Okay. By using the sign language. Got it, children? Yes. All differently able people should be given love, support and respect. So we must love, support and respect these differently able people. Got it, children? So here we stop with our chapter 2. Yes or no, children? Yes. So now next we will try to solve some of the exercises from your book. Okay, children? Yes. So let's stop here today. We'll meet in the next chapter, next video.